Alright, welcome back to another episode on the RNG series. First of all, I would actually like to say sorry that I haven't posted in a while. I have been really busy with school. Like, the work was way too much to record a episode in between. But now that we're here, we are gonna be scripting the inventory as well as the actual role count, because we didn't do that before. So, before I get started, I would like to show you guys something, and that would be in my Discord server. I have posted an announcement earlier, which would be a game jam that I'm hosting. The winner of this game jam is gonna get around 5k Robux, at the second place 1k, and the third place 500. I could be changing the prices a bit, like increase them, decrease them, just depending on how many people actually submit a game. All the other details are gonna be in my Discord server, so if you want to, you can look at them. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, we can just get directly started. So first we're gonna go into replicated storage and open up, not replicated storage, the server script service, and we're gonna go into data. Inside here, we actually haven't done something. And that would be making our leader stats. So this right here is a player added function. So what we're gonna do is inside here we're gonna do local leader stats. It's gonna be instance.new folder. Then we're gonna parent this to the actual player. Now the leader stats is gonna be named exactly how I tell you guys, okay? Make sure it is lowercase and make sure it is exactly named leader stats, otherwise it's not gonna show up. Now that we have that, what we can do is grab our roles right here and move them below our player stats. And inside here, the value and everything is fine, but we need to change this to our leader stats. If we now hit play, you guys should see that we have our roles up here now. Instead, if we head into our players, the data was stored inside our player stats right here, but we changed it to our leader stats, so it actually shows up here at the top right. It should still save how it did before, if I'm not wrong. So we can actually try this out. We can hit play again, go into our players, actually first go up here and change it to deser, then go into our player, open the leader stats and change the roles to however much you'd like. Go back to the client, you can see it is 0 roles. If I hit stop, and then if we go back into the play, let's see, okay, so it didn't save. That's because we probably forgot to change something. Okay, yeah, right here. You can see, wait, actually, okay, hold on, I need to look into this again, my bad. Alright, I have found our solution. So inside here, you guys can see that the player stats are this thing right here, but we don't actually have the roles inside our player stats, we have it inside our leader stats. So grab this code right here and paste it in here, rename this to leader stats. And now that you have that, all you have to do is change this to leader stats and also change this right here to our leader stats. Now you should be able to hit play, switch to our server, and if we locate our roles and change this, we should be able to save it. Yeah, I think this should work now. Go ahead and disconnect and reconnect. Yeah, there you go. It saves now. So now that we have that, we can do our inventory. So down here, we are gonna do a new folder. So local inventory, it's gonna be a instance.new folder. inside our player stats, our inventory is gonna be named however you'd like. I'm gonna be naming it inventory. And these are all the settings we need for the inventory. One more thing we probably have to do is add a value for how much inventory space you currently have. So local inventory space, or inf space for short, it's gonna be instance.new. We're gonna do a int value and then parent this to the player stats as well. This right here is gonna be our inventory space dot name. This is gonna be called inf space like this, and then the value is gonna be set to let's make the player start off with 15 storage. So if we go ahead and hit play, it's obviously not gonna save at the moment, but if you go into the player, you can check the player stats, you have inventory and inventory space. For the saving part, this will get a bit more complicated. So if we go up here, sorry, the default player data, we actually already defined the inventory, but we did not do our we didn't do our inventory space. So below roles, we are gonna do inventory space. That's gonna be a empty table. No, sorry, 15, like we did down here. This should probably be everything, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, this should be everything. Okay, so down here, go ahead and do local inventory space for now. Then we're gonna go into our player stats, find first child, which is gonna be our inventory space. And then if you do if inventory space, then profile.data.inventory space is gonna be set to our inventory space.value. For the inventory, it's gonna be a bit more complicated. So I actually don't know how to do this with the profile store, so this could get a bit complicated, because what we have to do is basically say local inventory, which is gonna be player stats, find first child inventory. Like, this is simple part, but the thing is, we now have to load in every single value inside our inventory. The assistant is already recommending something, for me at least. And actually, yeah, we can do this. This inventory right here is a empty table. So if we were to load in tables or save tables, it should be no problem. A different problem though that I currently found is that I actually don't know if this inventory right here gets saved as a table or not. So I probably have to check into that again. Yeah, so give me a quick second. I will be back in a few minutes, I guess. Or for you, a instant cut. Alright, I am back. I just noticed that it is actually very simple. This right here, our update profile from values, is actually our saving function, and this down here is our loading part. Right, I completely forgot that. So what we're gonna do is gonna create a empty table, so profile data.inventory. Make sure it is big this time, or capitalized. And then if you were to do this, this is gonna be a empty table. So now we're gonna loop through every single integer value that we have inside our inventory. So for I, v in pairs inventory get children, yeah, get children. So what this is gonna do is gonna loop through every single child inside our inventory. And then we're gonna basically save them one by one. So what we can do is make sure that this v is a int value, like this. And then we can store it. So profile.data.inventory. Then make sure it is our... Actually, let's rename this to make it simpler for you guys. This is gonna be item. So I comma item. Yeah, sorry. This item is actually gonna be our, aura. So if we are gonna rename this one more time. Sorry. So make sure. Wait, hold on. Yeah, no, this is gonna be our aura right here. So if we do aura.name, this we can also save as a table. So basically, you can see that if we grab a integer value right here, alright, this is gonna be saved as a dictionary right here. So it would grab this name and it would basically save it, right? So inside this table, what we're gonna do is we're gonna ID it. So, wait. Hold on, let me think real quick. Alright, I'm back. So all we have to do is basically set the amount in the aura. So, or the inventory, sorry. The amount is gonna be set to the aura dot value. It's gonna be that simple. Yeah, this is everything you need. So if we go down here, what we can do is quickly say print our profile.data.inventory to kind of check what it saved and what it didn't. Right now, it is gonna be an empty table because we actually don't have anything in our inventory. So if we go inside here and add from the server, of course, I completely forgot, switch back to the server, go inside our inventory and add a int value. This is gonna be called like common, I guess, so we can check what it saved. And then let's say I have like 10 commons in my inventory right now. I can go back to the client. It is gonna be inside here. And if I hit stop and then hit play again, you can see that our table has been filled. And if I opened it up, we have our common with our amount. Right. If I switch back to the server and add a different... Oh yeah, right, we didn't load the data in, I forgot. If we add a int value, this is gonna be our common again. If I save this as like 5 commons this time, add a different value, make this rare, and I have like 15, I guess. If I were to switch back to the client and then hit stop, if I were to reconnect, you guys should be able to see that the table actually saved both of them. Right, this works. So what we can do is we're gonna load in our data right here. The inventory has already been defined, so we're gonna make a little comment right here. Loading inventory. It doesn't matter if this arrow looks different to your command. It's just basically a different font that I'm using that makes it look like this. For anyone that's wondering, that my font that I'm using right here is Cascadia font, Cascadia code. Sorry. So now we can do for every aura inside. Let's use ipairs. In ipairs player dot, sorry, not player, profile dot data dot inventory. We can check our aura name. So let me think. Yeah, so the aura right here, if we were to grab this would be the common right here. actually no, the index is gonna be our aura name. And this right here is gonna be our aura data. So what we can do is say local new value, which is gonna be instance.new int value. It's gonna be parented to our inventory. Then this new value is gonna be set to the name of our name. New value dot value is gonna be set to our data, and indexed with amount. And then to test if it loaded in, we can say loaded dot new value dot name. And then we can also say dot amount, and this should be new value and indexed with amount. You guys don't have to do this print, it's just for me to check if it really worked. Load in. You don't see anything because it didn't load in the previous one. Go into the server, into the player, add a few auras in your inventory. I'm just gonna do common for now, with like a 5 value. Then we're gonna stop it and hit play again. Let me check. Okay, it didn't do anything. That is interesting. So maybe I didn't do this correctly. So maybe change it to pairs instead of iPairs. Yeah, sorry if it takes a few attempts, because loading inventories is always a bit difficult. Stop it and hit play again. Okay, there we go, we have an error. So amount is not a valid member of int value, and then our data right here. Okay, let's see. So this did not do. Okay, let me add a print real quick and then I'll be back with the actual fix. Alright, I am back. So my mistake actually was that I was filtering for the index amount right here, but this should be just new value dot value. I'm sorry. So you guys can see down here it loaded common with a amount of 5. So if I were to hit play again, it loads in correctly. I can switch to the server, go into inventory, duplicate this, maybe change it to like rare with 15, add another one, let's do legendary, legendary right here, and a value of like 32, I guess. If I stop the game, then hit play again, you guys can see it loads in everything correctly, and it is also gonna be correctly named inside our inventory. This works. So what I'm now gonna do is I'm gonna delete those two, the legendary and the rare, because I'm only gonna be loading in commons at the start, because I need to actually check if we can get our inventory to load. So go inside your starter GUI, inside your inventory, and then inside our background. We are gonna add a local script. This local script is gonna be named inventory handler. So first let's grab our players. So yeah, game get service players, then grab our local player, which is gonna be players.localPlayer. And all we have to do now is grab our actual player data. I think, if I'm not wrong, wait, hold on, let me remove these prints because we don't need them anymore. Right, up here somewhere. Up here, player stats. There we go. We need to get this. So, local player stats. It's gonna be set to player, wait for child, or actually, let's do player, find first child, player stats, like this. And if we were to cut this out, we can do player, sorry, like this, player, wait for child, player stats, then just do or this right here. Maybe even switch them so it first checks if it can find it, otherwise it will wait for it. Then we can do if player stats, then print it found player stats. Let's do actually for, and then we can check our player. So player dot name. There we go. It found the player stats for me, that is correct. And then we can define our inventory. So we can say local inventory like this. Go ahead and go into the player stats, wait for child inventory like this, and check if the inventory actually loaded. So if the inventory exists, what we are gonna do, actually what we're gonna do is we need to firstly grab this template and put it inside our inventory handler script right here. Now we have to find this path right here so we can add the auras individually. So we are gonna do below this player, local storage f for storage frame. It's gonna be script.parent wait for child storage f. Then we're gonna do local main holder. It's gonna be storage f wait for child inner and wait for child main holder. If your UI is structured differently, you probably have to also name this differently right here. So we are gonna do, actually we need to define the template. So go up here and do local temp or, which is gonna be script wait for child template. So now we can do a for loop. So for I comma aura in pairs, make sure you get the inventory and then grab the children. If you have that, you can do local new aura like this. It is gonna be the temp aura clone. New aura dot parent is gonna be set to the main holder. New aura dot name is gonna be set to aura dot name. And that's basically it. So if we were to load into the game, you guys can see it found a common and it loaded in the common. But one thing that it didn't do is actually clone it how many times we actually have it in the inventory. So cut that part out and do another for loop. So for j underscore amount in, sorry, for j being actually the aura dot value, we're gonna pull it down to 1 and decrease it by 1, like this. We're gonna paste this in and we are gonna do a print to check how many times it loaded in. Loaded, sorry, we're gonna do inventory to really check. Inventory dot new aura dot name. There we go. It loaded in 5 commons, and that should be the exact thing we have inside our inventory. That is correct. if I'm not wrong, if we go into our Aura module script, we actually have a color defined here, and we can do this quickly. So go ahead and do new Aura dot wait for child inner. Actually, we can define this local inner like this. Then we can say inner dot, let's do aura name dot text color tree is gonna be set to our, oh wait, no, wait, so we're not gonna do it this episode where we change the color of the actual template buttons inside our inventory, because that will take a bunch of time and we're already at half an hour on this episode, I can see on my recording. So to finish off this episode, I'm gonna go quickly in game again, head into the server and just add a few more auras to really check if it loaded in everything correctly. So I want to have 15 rares inside my inventory, as well as those 32 legendaries that we had before. Go ahead and stop the game, hit play again, and there we go. We already have, oh yeah, we didn't rename every single aura name. That's completely fine, we can do this. Go inside here, do local inner, we could have kept that, which is gonna be new aura, wait for child inner, then do inner dot aura name dot text is gonna be set to new aura dot name. Hit play, and this time you guys can see that it loaded in everything correctly. Yeah, so that's basically it for this episode. The inventory works perfectly fine. The inventory loads in perfectly fine. The roles are getting officially saved, and we have a leader set. So this should be the entire episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am probably gonna be recording another episode tomorrow where we are gonna, connect our role button to the inventory, so this also gets saved, and then we are gonna do the information of the auras themselves. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Goodbye.